English Compulsory Inter Part 1 Group 2 2016 MCQs. Choose the correct option in meaning to the underlined words. Number 1. We are here to rescue you. Rescue is underlined. Award, punish, save, meet. Save is answered. Number 2. She dragged the boy inside. Dragged is underlined. Pulled, pushed, punished, invited. Pulled is answer. Number 3. To whom shall I complain against your brutality? Brutality is underlined. Kindness, cruelty, desire, wisdom. Cruelty is answer. Number 4. Old Stephen yelled at the houseboy. Yelled is underlined. Hit, advised, pushed, shouted. Shouted is answer. Number 5. He too was turned off. Turned off is underlined. Rejected, beaten, called, abused. Rejected is answer. Number 6. A large bus schedule is on the wall. Schedule is underlined. Picture, program, model, fare. Program is answer. Number 7. Is my accent very bad? Accent is underlined. Wealth, fame, pronunciation, color. Pronunciation is answer. Number 8. It is an old-fashioned shop crowded with stuff. Crowded is underlined. Decorated, colored, damaged, packed. Packed is answer. Number 9. I, with my stoop, reflect. Reflect is underlined. Think, ask, look, criticize. Think is answer. Number 10. They can really create the great. Create is underlined. Encourage, discourage, produce, praise. Produce is answer. Choose the correct answer. Number 11. Where did Norma put the lamb chops? In the oven, in the broiler, in the freezer, in the basket. In the broiler is answer. Number 12. Who wanted to be appointed as a court acrobat? Jorkins, Turbot, Gorgias, the writer. Answer is Gorgias. Number 13. Mrs. Sofroni was a small woman, kind woman, rich woman, large woman. Answer is large woman. Number 14. John is a merchant, farm owner, player, doctor. Farm owner is answer. Number 15. Harry came to O.K. by the sea 20 years ago, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, 24 years ago. 24 years ago is answer. Choose the correct form of verb. Number 16. We dash help them. Has, have, shall, have been. Have is answer. Number 17. Why did they dash a noise? Make, makes, made, making. Make is answer. Number 18. They will be dashed by the teacher. Punish, punishes, punished, punishing. Punished is answer. Number 19. Work hard lest you dash. Will fail, had failed, should fail, failed. Should fail is answer. Number 20. If I went to Lahore, I dash buy costly things. Would, shall, will be. Would is answer. Section 1, question number 2. Answer in 3 to 5 lines the following any 6 questions from Book 1 Short Stories. Question number 1. What is the significance of Arthur's life insurance policy? Arthur had a life insurance policy for $25,000 with double indemnity. In case of accidental death, it is quite significant because the same money was promised by Mr. Stewart as reward. Question number 2. What was the condition of Bittring family on hearing the news of the war on earth? When the Bittring family heard the news of war on earth, they were much worried. They knew that no rocket would now come to rescue them. They would have to live in the Mars forever. Laura started weeping and crying. Her mother clung to her husband in fear. Harry was himself much worried, but he tried to console others by saying that they would continue doing their work till the war ended, and some rocket would come to help them. Question number 3. How did Gorgias persuade his people to make his country strong? He suggested that the acrobat at the court was necessary to make the country strong. This acrobat would show perfect physical fitness, which would inspire the youth and the soldiers. Question number 4. Why did the people make fun of Hubert's innocence? The people made fun of his innocence, taking him for an opportunist and a liar. They believed him to have picked the pocketbook and told lie. Question number 5. Why did the girl break the wooden blade? The girl hated the doctor. She had turned against him. She did not like his instruments, so she chewed the wooden blade and broke into pieces. Question number 6. What was the punishment inflicted upon the quack by the villagers? The villagers first asked the quack to dig the grave of the old woman and then they beat him badly. Question number 7. What should be the criterion of judgment for a person? The criterion of judgment of a person should be his character, not the color of his skin. Everyone should be judged by his inner worth. Question number 8. Why did the men eat their supper with good appetites? These men were used to such problems like all other farmers in the world. They got relaxed and thought of rebuilding everything. That's why they ate their supper with good appetite. Question number 9. Why are the noble deeds always a great joy for the author? Noble deeds are always a great joy for the author because he is thinking human being. He can differentiate between right and wrong. He wants to do something for the needy. He feels satisfied after a little deed of kindness. He does have human flaws, but still he has a good sense of morality. Question number 3. Answer in 3 to 5 lines any 5 of the following questions from Book 3, 1 Act Plays. Question number 1. What was the condition of the weather? The weather was unfavorable. It was raining heavily with thundering and lightning. Question number 2. Why did the girl not want to go to the police? Because she was afraid. Moreover, she could not tell the exact feature of the man who was dragging the corpse. Question number 3. How does Creton impress General Powers? Creton impresses General Powers by telling him that there is no instrument to drive his car. Then he erects a wall around his car without using any device. He also impresses General Powers by telling him that he can hear his thoughts. Question number 4. What is the purpose of the visit of Creton? The purpose of Creton's visit to the earth is merely a pleasure trip. He is also interested in the study of the civilization of man. He claims to have come to take the charge of the whole world. Question number 5. What is the role of General Powers in the play? General Powers is very important and vigorous member of the National Guard. He is much concerned about the security of his country. He remains in touch with the agencies concerned to keep himself aware of the current situation. He considers Creton a threat to his country, so he treats him harshly. Question number 6. What kind of haircut does Miss McCutcheon want? Miss McCutcheon wants a poodle haircut. Question number 7. Why do they want Wozzeck to come? They want Wozzeck to come and open the oyster because Harry is afraid that he might damage the pearl. Question number 8. What does Harry advise Miss McCutcheon to do? Harry advises her to teach the children English, singing, dancing and cooking. But he also asks her to go back to San Francisco if her going there is good for her. He thinks that it is better for her to go back because she is young and intelligent and needs excitement. Question number 4. Answer in 3 to 5 lines any 4 of the following questions from Book 3 Poems. Question number 1. After reading the poem Loveliest of Trees, the Cherry Now, write how old is the poet. The writer of the poem Loveliest of the Trees, the Cherry Now is 20 years old. Question number 2. What did the poet reflect when he saw the Sindhi woman? The poet is moved to see a beautiful poor Sindhi woman doing hard physical labor. The poet feels pity for poor, neglected women who work in a miserable conditions to earn their bread. If such beautiful, attractive women were born in a rich family, they would have been praised by everyone. In the end, the poet is delighted to know that these women have not lost self-respect even in difficult circumstances. Question number 3. What do you feel after reading the poem The Feed? The poet of The Feed expresses the love of mother for the young ones. Mother may be human, bird, mammal or insect, but it has only one name, mother. This reminds us of our own childhood days. The mother renders every sacrifice to feed us, to nurse us and to educate us. We know and feel this even more when we are departed of her love and grace. No wonder she is an earthly paradise. Question number 4. What has made the efforts of Muslims fruitless? The lack of love for humanity has made efforts of Muslims fruitless. Question number 5. Why does a person feel helpless on the death of a friend? No one can avoid death. When it comes, it takes away its victim. But the death of a friend is a very pain giving incident. Finding no solution to avoid it, a person feels helpless on the death of a friend. Question number 6. What is the effect of love? Love changes thorns into roses and it changes vinegar into a drink. Love changes punishment into reward. Through love, burning fire becomes joyful light, sickness becomes health, and a proud king becomes as humble as a slave. Section number 2, question number 5. Write a letter to your friend requesting him or her to lend you some Islamic books. Examination hall, city, A.B.C. August 2, 2016. Dear friend, I am glad to know that you have done your BA with distinction. You have been a shining student throughout your life. You know I always welcome your advice on the choice of books. Today, I have to give you the same old trouble. During the summer vacation, I am living in my village. I am cut off from the town life and libraries. I have no reading material here and I feel so bored. Would it be possible for you to lend me some Islamic books? You know that a good Islamic book is my weakness. Of course, I shall return the books when I visit Lahore after vacation. Hope this finds you in the best of health and spirits. Yours sincerely, X.Y.Z. Or write an application to the principal for the refund of library security. The principal, Government College, City, A.B.C. Subject, refund of library security. Dear Sir, most respectfully, I beg to say that I was a student of your college in the session of 2015 to 2016. I have done my FSC under your kindest supervision with roll number 719. Respected Sir, my library record is clear as I have submitted all issued books. Kindly refund my library security so that I may spend this money on other educational expenses. I shall be very thankful to you for this act of kindness. Yours obediently, X.Y.Z. Dated, March 13, 2016. Question number 6. Write a story on the moral lesson where there is a will, there is a way, or pride hath a fall. Where there is a will, there is a way. Once there was a crow. He was very thirsty. He flew here and there in search of water, but he could not get even a single drop of water in spite of his best efforts. At last, he flew into a garden. He was very happy to find a jug of water there. He went to it but was disappointed to see that the water level was very low. His beak could not reach it. For a moment, he became very upset, but he did not lose heart. He began to think how he could satisfy his thirst. Soon he thought of a plan to bring up the level of water. There was a heap of pebbles nearby. The crow flew to it and picked the pebbles and dropped them one by one into the jug. The water level began to rise up slowly. The crow kept on dropping the pebbles until he was able to drink it. He quenched his thirst and flew away. Rightly it is said, moral, where there is a will, there is a way. No pains, no gains. Necessity is the mother of invention. God help those who help themselves. Second story is Pride Hath a Fall. Once a young stag lived in a jungle. He was puffed with pride to see his grey shining antlers. One day he went to a clear stream to drink water. As he was drinking, he saw his reflection. First, he looked at his antlers and was captivated by their beauty. He forgot his thirst and began admiring them. Then he looked at his legs. They were thin, weak, and ugly. He became sad and thought, "What a pair of ugly legs I have." He was absorbed in these thoughts when he heard voice of barking hounds. To save his life, he sprang up and very soon he was at a safe distance. He consoled himself by saying, "Now I am safe in these thick bushes. The hounds will never find me." But the hounds had not lost his scent. They chased him and reached the bushes where he had hidden himself. He jumped for his life but fell back. His antlers had been caught in a bush. He struggled very hard to release them but in vain. He realized that his ugly legs helped him, but the beautiful antlers became the cause of distress. Meanwhile, the pack of hounds fell upon him and tore him into pieces. Moral, pride hath a fall. All the glitters is not gold. Question number 7. Explain the following lines with reference to the context. Those who have crossed with direct eyes to death's other kingdom, Remember us, if at all, not as lost, violent souls, but only as the hollow men. Reference: these lines have been taken from the poem The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot. Context: the poem is a satire upon the modern man. The poet says that we possess worthless characters, we are no more thinking human beings, we act as puppets. Wisdom is a far fetched image for us. We have lost our souls and spent aimless lives. Our speeches have become as meaningless as the rustling of grass or the running of rats. Explanation: in these lines, the poet tells us that the people who had already left this earthly life and gone to the next world do not remember the hollow men as the damned people or the fierce generation, but consider them the worthless, insignificant people lacking worth and moral strength. They think them trivial, frivolous, and petty. They neither set goals nor make decisions to achieve those goals. They are facing death in life, they are experiencing a living death, therefore there is no difference whether they live in this world or the world hereafter. They are devoid of worth and soul. They are mere stuffed dummies, lacking actions and activities. They are puppets made of straw, playing in hands of others. Punctuate the following extract from Book 1. Look at this, Jess, he bragged. Did you ever see better alfalfa grow out of the earth? Question number C. Use any five of the following pairs of words in your sentences. Artist, artist, artist. Musawwir, Sadiqain was a famous artist of our country. Artisan, artisan. Dastkar, our country has great regard for artisans. Bridal, bridal. Arusi, she looked beautiful in her bridal dress. Bridal, bridle. Lagam, he held the bridle of the horse. Council, council. Majlis, our college council is very active. Council, counsel. Mashwara, the counsel of our teachers is vital. Dose, dose. Dawai ki खुराक, take 2 doses of this medicine. Dose, doze. Ungna, he was dozing in the class. Goal, goal. Maqsad, manzil, we should work hard to achieve our goals. Goal, gaol. एक तरह की jail, the prisoner was sent to goal. Feed, feet, पाँव, his new shoes hurt his feet. Feat, feat, kartab, the joker performed an astonishing feat. Wave, wave, hilana, she was waving her hand to her friend. Wave, waive, khatam karna, the government should waive this rule. Question number 8. Translate the following passage into Urdu. Short Stories, Book 1. This is our hope. This is the faith with which I return to the south. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. तर्जुमा, ये हमारी उम्मीद है, ये वो यकीन और एतमाद है जिसके साथ मैं जनूब की जानिब लौट रहा हूँ। इसी यकीन के साथ हम मायूसी के पहाड़ में से उम्मीद का एक पत्थर काट कर निकालने के काबिल होंगे। इसी यकीन के साथ हम अपनी कौम के कड़क इंतशार को भाईचारे और अखुवत की एक खूबसूरत फ़िज़ा में तब्दील करने के काबिल हो जाएंगे। इसी यकीन के साथ हम एक साथ मिलकर काम करने, एक साथ मिलकर इबादत करने, एक साथ मिलकर जदोजहद करने, इकट्ठे जेल जाने और एक साथ मिलकर आज़ादी के लिए उठ खड़े होने के काबिल होंगे, ये जानते हुए कि एक दिन हम आज़ाद होंगे। क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. Candidates whose medium of examination is English will write an essay on my favorite poet. My favorite poet. I am a great admirer of Iqbal because he is my favorite poet. He gave us the idea of Pakistan and devoted his poetic genius to the realization of that aim. He is our national poet too. He is commonly known as the philosopher, poet of the East. As a matter of fact, he deserves this title. Iqbal was born at Sialkot in 1877 and received his early education in his native town. After passing his intermediate examination from the Murray College, he joined the Government College Lahore. He got his MA in philosophy with distinction and went to England. When he came back, he settled down as a practicing lawyer, but he never felt keenly eager for this profession. He aimed at the generation of the Muslims through his poetry. Iqbal was a born poet. Even his early poems for the children brought a great name to him. His principal works include Bangedara, Bale Jibreel, Zarbe Kalim, Peyam Mashriq, Asrar Khudi, and Javed Nama. The first two are the most popular. Bange Dara contains many poems which give expression to his feeling as a nationalist. But soon he realized that Islam does not admit of narrow nationalism. This brought about a great change in his thoughts. Now he began to write in Persian to appeal to a wider circle. But soon he felt that the common man in India could not understand Persian. Therefore, he began to write in Urdu again. Now his poetry was more thoughtful in matter. The culmination of his poetic genius is Bale Jibreel. His works set a new standard of literary excellence. His poems are unquestionable masterpieces of Urdu literature. The central theme of his poetry is his philosophy of self realization. It means the realization of all the capacities of oneself. His poetry is full of vigor and confidence, which inspires us to a life of struggle against all forces of evil. It is matchless for the beauty of its words and the excellence of its thoughts. He is to us 1,000 times more than what Shakespeare is to an Englishman.